Sorry, boys. My grandpa called.
How's Mac?
All right.
Oh, he's doing swell. But let's get right into it.
Old Macintosh.
Old Mackie.
Mackenzie.
Oh shit! I need to add that. Actually, that was something very cool.
God damn, I'm sweaty right now. Holy shit.
Maybe you should put your AC in, buh.
Yeah. You'd think I'd.
Is that the
you'd
new?
think I'd do that.
Is that the new
Is
term?
that the new bruh?
Shorten bud
Just-
to buh.
I like that.
Oh, jeez.
Put your AC in
No,
buh.
honestly, my brain
Sure.
said bud, but my mouth said buh, and it didn't finish.
Yeah,
Brain fired.
You just combined bud and bruh.
that was a brain shard.
No.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fifth Line Podcast. We're coming to you live from Rockefeller Center. Just kidding. We're live from all of our
I don't think
bedrooms.
so.
Um,
This isn't my bedroom. This is my little office.
oh, I forgot. Benny is living the high life with 2 bedrooms in his apartment. I forgot.
The perks of Plattsburgh rent.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Now all our viewers know Ben lives in Plattsburgh.
Yep. Go get him.
I feel like I've
get,
said that
Get that SOB.
a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think we all have, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is that the first female player was drafted into the OHL.
I saw that.
Very
cool
cool.
story.
Very cool. Taya Currie, 16 years old. I didn't know they started that young with like OHL. I thought it was a little older, but it's pretty cool. She's a goalie, 14th
Yeah.
round, 267 overall. So good for her. And
It'd be cool. See some game action. Who knows? I mean, probably won't happen, but you never know. And like, if there ever is a position that you
that's the only, I feel like that's really the one.
gender breakthrough.
I didn't want to say it, but I thought as soon as you said she was a goalie, I was thinking to myself, realistically, like that's the only position that, not to be a dick or anything, but I would think that that's probably one of the
I mean,
only
unless
positions.
you
that
get
a
like
woman can step
a
into and-
Ronda Rousey who can just
Yeah.
skate like Bobby Orr or something. Like
Yeah,
you never know, some shit could happen.
You gotta
but,
I mean, there's some small guys in the league that make it work, but for a female, you'd have to be pretty big to play out of the net.
But-
And
for a
plus,
female.
like a lot of those guys are like 6-footers plus. Like you
Yeah.
said, like the majority of the league are big guys. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, size is
But-
important.
considerably
good
bigger than
for Tanya, right? Tanya?
Taya,
Taya Currie.
Taya. I think Taya, but yeah. Yes, and also following in the footsteps, perhaps, maybe, of Manon Riome.
Oh
the
yeah.
first first and only female to ever play an NHL game with
Four.
the TB
The
Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
I think they won that game as well. So,
Oh,
boom.
look at that.
But yes, let's get into it, boys and boys. The playoffs.
What a
Here
bummer.
we are. No one
Here we
thought
are.
we'd be here, but Montreal and Winnipeg playing in the second round.
It's the old Leaf one, but
there
it's
with that
them.
goddamn grin on.
Not only
Makes me want to just
I
pop
know.
through the goddamn screen and punch him right in the teeth.
makes me want to mute him.
I didn't wait. What happened? I didn't. I pulled my headphones out when I did.
It's
this.
not important.
You're gonna have to play back You're gonna have to play it back when Mike publishes
Okay.
it.
It's not important, but not only are Montreal and Winnipeg in the second round, but Montreal is now, as of 20 minutes ago, up 3-0 in the series. So they've got a stranglehold on it. So more likely than not, we're going to see Montreal come out of the North, which I don't think anybody thought. But
I don't think anybody thought that except
Here
for
we are.
fucking Ben.
except for Ben, but he didn't actually.
Unreal.
He's a bastard. Playoff carry.
No, the boys have surprised me. That is for sure. They are. I don't know what the 6-game win streak thing would be now that's at 6, but before this game, like the stat they were talking about was they were on their first 5-game win streak since November 2017.
Yeah.
So they chose a hell of a time to heat up.
they're
The one
playing
thing I will say, it's if they make it through this round, they are going to be in tough. They're gonna get
we
one of
thought that
Vegas
they
or
were going to have
Colorado.
a struggle against Winnipeg, which is not the case.
I
At
thought they
least
were going
I
to be
did.
about even with Winnipeg. Like it was the struggle I thought they were going to have with Toronto, and then Toronto'd all over everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they struggled against Toronto.
they did for the first 4 games.
They
And
struggled
then
until the
5 and
last
6
3
were,
games.
And then 7 was when they really just they've randomly just out of nowhere become a trap team. Like they're doing their best like early 2000s New Jersey Devils impersonation right now. And like there was that game 2 against Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg had 30 shots against Price. Maybe 5 of them were good and actually had a chance of going in. Like they are doing an amazing job of just keeping as much as possible to the outside right now. And they will have a much, much, much harder time doing that against whoever they get in the 3rd round if they make it past the Jets.
Yeah.
But
Tampa.
I have a hard time being mad
Right.
about if
It's
like
I believe the way that points are set up now, it's going to be North versus West and Central versus East.
yes.
No matter
So
who comes
winner
out
winner of Boston Isles will play winner of Tampa Carolina. Winner of North will play winner of Colorado Vegas. So they're getting Colorado or Vegas. They're gonna be fairly boned either way.
Yeah.
But
Because this is so I talked with Nick at work a couple times about this, and like yes, those Canadian teams are good and they've played good all season long, but the style of how Colorado and Vegas play versus the way that the Canadians or any of those Canadian teams have been playing, like I watch the Canadian games and that's fucking slow. When I
Yeah.
watch Colorado, I'm like, holy shit, I've never seen a team skate so fast. It was the same way with Carolina and Tampa yesterday. I watched that game too. I was like, it's like
We'll get
they
to
can't
that
even
one.
set up an offense. They're just flying around. Like these guys are just going 100 miles an hour, just throwing shit at the net.
the one thing I will say about that is if they like again, everybody they've played, like especially this Winnipeg series, the jump from playing against a team like Winnipeg to playing either of Vegas or Colorado is going to be massive if they make it past the Jets.
Regardless of
but
who it is, it's going to be tough for
yeah,
either.
for either of them. But if they can keep up like the really good clogging up the neutral zone, being like keeping everything to the outside kind of play they've been doing, they could neutralize a lot of what Colorado or Vegas brings. But doing that against Colorado's forwards is a little different than doing it against
Here's-
a Winnipeg Jets team without Mark Scheifele. Like it's it's not good. But there is a quote out there of Nathan McKinnon
God.
calling Philip Deneau the most difficult defensive forward to play against in the league.
Well, that's
So-
very interesting.
So
here's-
like obviously, but who knows?
There is always a who knows at the end of every thought when it comes to playoff hockey.
Yes, that's the thing. Like the amount of people I've seen that have watched playoff hockey for a very long time, just being like, "Oh yeah, Avs in 4." Oh yeah, I'm like, yes, you are you sure? Like it's a lock. I mean, like yeah, I understand the like
Analytics,
yeah, it's probably gonna happen.
Analytics and the eye test say yes, but you never
Gary
know.
Price might just say
You
no.
never know.
Carry
What-
Price.
One thing,
Price plays like he did, like he was doing fucking 10 years ago.
he's
And
He's
pretty good right
he's
now.
playing as well as I've ever seen him play.
He
I will
hasn't
give
had
him
to
that.
play super well. That's the
There
good
is,
thing.
yeah, that's the thing.
their
This
defense
year,
is beat to shit though. So if they come out, like
Well,
they're
their
probably
defense
getting
is
beat up
hurting a bit, I
against
think.
Winnipeg. Like obviously we know that they're not gonna relax the hits in a game 4 that they're gonna
Mhm.
lose potentially.
Potential.
But if they roll into a series with like either
Any of
Vegas or Colorado
Either of them.
with a beat up defense, that's going to be tough too.
and that's where the bad news from tonight comes into play, because
Who's hurt? Chirot or whoever.
Jeff Petrie
Oh Oh no.
There was a play in the second period where what everybody thinks was that play that like he got hurt on was because they just said he's out, upper body injury, because they never say.
Yeah.
But the play everybody thinks is he was coming around the corner boards, and you know those little like holes they have for the cameras.
Oh no.
He got his hand, part of his hand caught in it, and it looked like a finger got like pulled back. So
That's
Yeah, you
unfortunate.
go down
there.
him, and plus Weber and Sherratt have been beat up since
they
Toronto.
have.
Sherratt's been blocking shots.
Sherratt, of the two that I think looks in worse shape, is Sherratt. I have to eat a lot of crow about a few men, but mostly Shea Weber, because he's looked nothing but steady. It does help that playoffs, the game tends to slow down a lot. It probably won't against a team like Colorado or Vegas.
No, I don't think so.
They can find a way to slow down the game, maybe to get a little chippy, get a little checky, get a little everything. That's gonna be the only way. Like this is me being like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like they're in the second round, they're close to going into the third. I'm not gonna not find ways to try to cheer for them, but like no, I have in my original bracket Colorado beating them. So if they make it past the Jets, I think that's how it's gonna go.
I think if they make it past the Jets, I think Vegas will take them out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just
So
kidding.
that
I'm
you
just
want to segue over into the
No, I had a few points. Mainly just the Habs have not played a team anywhere near the caliber of either of those two teams all year. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, you could argue Toronto.
No. Toronto was playing
Or
against,
is that out the window?
Toronto was playing against all other Canadian teams.
Yeah.
Vegas and Colorado are on
it's-
a whole different level.
They definitely are. I would let's have fun with this. Who do you think the Habs would prefer? Vegas or Colorado?
Vegas.
I'm leaning towards that as well.
I'm saying Colorado.
Colorado's. I would never want a team to go. I would never want my team going up against Colorado.
I would say they'd prefer Vegas because Vegas.
They're both good, but
What's that, Mike?
Sorry, I honestly spaced out and was thinking, and then I got my answer. But
What was your answer though?
I'd say Vegas just because they don't have as much speed. They'd be easier to slow down.
There's that, and I think just from everything I've seen, they seem to be a lot more like flappable of a team. Like it seems to be easier to get in their heads, especially in playoffs. Like last year, they got really cocky last year, and I think that bit them against Dallas.
Yeah. Good job, Dallas.
Against a Dallas team, like
A very hurt Dallas team, I'm assuming.
a
by
very
that
hurt
point.
Dallas team. And in terms of talent level, is this forward group that far off from Dallas's forward group last year?
Vegas's?
No, Montreal's.
I mean, I don't know how you compare a Dallas forward group that has Raju, Sagan, and Ben to
They're a lot bigger. Dallas was a lot bigger.
You're
Dallas.
comparing them to
Dallas
Foley.
had Perry on that team too, and
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
they
weird.
also had
Going
Spezza
the hell
right there.
off. Perry, no, Spezza was already
I
into
forgot that. That's
Toronto
right.
at that
It was the
point.
year before.
I forgot Spezza was there too. Not for,
Yeah,
not
that's
for
the
last
other
year,
fun
but-
thing is there's a fourth line of Yoel Armia, Eric Stahl, and Corey Perry that is just going the hell off. Before tonight, I don't know what the stats are after tonight, but I think before tonight it was 6 points in 8 games for Corey Perry. Stahl had at least 6, and then Armia scored a shorty tonight.
Perry scored
The
a goal
Habs
today.
also, yeah,
Speaking
Perry
of
got a goal
Corey
today.
Perry, you need to eat your words on him as well because he's been an X factor for your team.
I ever that mad about Corey Perry?
No.
At the beginning of the year, I think you
You
were
might have
when
said
they
something
signed
like
him.
"yay," like a sarcastic "yay," but
Oh.
Yeah.
that might have been it.
No, he's definitely been pulling through. I've loved like the little bits we've seen from him all year, and then he's pulled through huge once playoffs came around. Kotkaniemi and Suzuki both have 4 goals already. Big from the young guys. Caulfield's still without a goal, but like he's had a few nice setups for
He's had
goals
chances.
with Suzuki.
Yeah,
That's
And he's
been a
had
real
so
nice
many
line.
chances. Yeah.
Speedy.
I'm just gonna cap off the Habs talk with yes, if they make it past the Jets, they're gonna be in tough, but
Weirder things
Who
have
knows?
happened. Weirder things have happened, like coming back from a 3-1 deficit against the Leafs.
there is that.
Maybe that wasn't weird.
Do we want to talk about the Leafs at all?
Do we?
Not really.
Fuck the Leafs. We're done with them.
You know
How
why?
did they-
You know why?
How did they choke it away again? Is what I want.
Okay,
So
Did
that-
we not
that's the
talk about
thing.
that last week though?
no, because it wasn't done yet.
It wasn't done yet. We
It was
had
the
one
next
game
night.
left.
I would like to talk about what they're going to do going forward and what we think they should do going forward. Eric, I would like to start with you.
Okay, so like after this happened, I was looking. There were a bunch of like YouTube videos I just went through, and it was like people like trying to explain like all the TSN. Listen, like honestly, on paper, you look all right. This is how I look at it. And Mike, you can relate to this. So the Tampa team that got swept, what did they change about that team? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing until the trade deadline, and they added a
Yeah.
couple pieces.
But the core was still there, right?
Yeah.
Because they know what the team's capable of. I feel like with this this Toronto team, like you look at the team and like like it did everything it was supposed to for 3 games.
Yeah.
And then there was something missing there. I don't know what it was. And like so for me, I don't even want to go like I don't say blow it up. I honestly
Yeah.
don't. I just say you need to
I
change
agree.
things upstairs and see where you
I
go.
agree, but you also have to factor in you're running a flat cap, and now I'm pretty sure like
Oh yeah, the
we all
cap,
listen
that's
to the-
true.
We all listen to the podcast. They've got like 7 of their forwards that are all
It's not.
UFAs right now.
The
They're
big
in a
ones are
spot.
fine.
They've
That's
got
for sure.
$33 million across 3 players for a season.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I didn't know they were in
So-
cap trouble. Like I didn't know they were
Yeah.
UFAs. Who are the UFAs?
Hyman's the
All-
big one.
Hyman.
Everybody else
Okay.
on their forward list except for Tavares, Marner, Nylander, and
Oh boy.
Oh, you're forgetting the big one, bruh.
Matthews. Sorry, Jesus.
The big boy, Rocket Richard
Basically,
winner.
everybody else on their forward list is UFAs this season.
All right.
Yeah.
So in that case, I don't know if anyone agrees with me on my don't blow it up. But the question that everyone's been asking: if you have to get rid of one of the big 3, who do you get rid
There's
of?
no
'Cause that's-
question. There's no
There is no.
question.
Is
If
it
you're-
Marner? Is everyone saying
Absolutely.
Marner?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Marner.
Okay.
That was his games 6 and 7 were shocking.
It was bad.
Like they were. I mean, I took it because hey,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I would say with the one thing when you comparing it to the Tampa team that got swept and they're like, all right, run it back. How many Eastern Conference Finals did they make before that?
Also true. You do have to. Yeah.
This last year when they won, it was their 4th in 6 years. So they had been to 3 in like 5 years, I guess, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 in like
With
4
all
or
their
5 years.
core on significantly lower contract values too. Right.
There's
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of everybody, almost
Cheap guys.
everyone in Tampa is taking.
There are some
cheap-
like
not cheap, but they're
I
good.
think that like the way that Toronto
Yeah.
built that team is in a similar way of how Tampa did theirs as well, but the one spot where they screwed it all up was giving everybody a shitload
Too much
of
money. Too
They
much
won.
money.
They won none of those negotiations. Like you'd think like
yeah.
1 or 2 of them, you'd like okay, yeah, you might pay 1 or 2 guys a little more than you need, but like
Yeah.
they got taken to the bank like on all of them, and
I mean,
I
I
don't know.
can't blame a player for doing that, but like, you know, now they're in a spot where they can't sign guys
They've-
back unless they
Yeah.
sign them at league
It's-
min. Like,
yeah,
what
it's like-
what talented forward are they going to put on their second line at league min now? Because that's how they're going to have to do it.
I also listening to the Steve Dangle podcast today, the one from Friday with CJ.
yes,
They're talking about like who do you add for depth? Who do you do this? And I was like, I don't think the depth was the problem, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
the depth was the only one scoring.
The problem
it
was that
was-
your top 2 guys with being paid $11 million each got 1 goal between the 2 of them. Like
And so that's exactly, and that's the point. Like Ben, you bring up a good point with that. Like a team that's while like similar in terms of the way Tampa was built, like trying to build their core, yada yada, with a balance of depth. Like a team that has had no success compared to Tampa that's had loads of success. That is kind of a good reason to like blow it up, if you will. But at the same time, like if you look at like all the positive things, I know obviously the glaring thing is that they choked again.
Yeah.
But like all the positive things, like the positive things other than the guys that statistically should be dominating a series just did not show up. Like I don't know the answer. I don't either.
Really
That's the answer is you need those guys to show up. If you look, and they said this in the podcast, but if you looked at that sweep that Tampa was dealt, none of their big guys did jack shite.
Yeah.
They could not score. They weren't doing anything. And then when you look last year when they won, Cooch and Point were all the way up at the top for points.
That's true.
Yeah, Cooch popped
Here
the
they're
hell
fucking
off,
doing
right?
it again.
Oh, they're
Cooch
and they're
is
doing
cheaper.
it.
He's
They're
doing
scoring.
it again.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Friggin' right.
Are you
Goddamn Cooch. That's
are you
such
excited for a
bullshit.
possible
Fucking guy.
Eastern Conference rematch there, Mike?
Oh my
Eastern
God.
Conference final
Oh, I'm
rematch.
excited.
Oh no.
We got some series to finish before that. Well, actually,
There are
who
some
knows?
series.
Well, no. I mean, they're not going to end before we post this.
no.
But that would be
That
could
would
be
be
some
interesting. That would be a good sign for the Islanders, for
It
sure.
wouldn't be interesting. It'd be scary. Every day I have to watch Tampa's power play.
Fun.
Every
Yeah,
day, and I have to
there
think to
is that.
myself. I have to think to myself. I really hate the Bruins. That'd be great if the Islanders beat the Bruins.
Yeah.
And then I see Kucherov just like instead of taking a one-timer, passing it, or taking a one-timer, and whatever choice he makes is an insta goal, and I'm just like,
That's been me watching the whole Montreal Winnipeg series, Eric. I'm like, oh, this is fun, and then just looking over at the Vegas Colorado games, like,
that's what's waiting. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well, let's roll into Vegas, Colorado then. Let's roll into Vegas, Colorado.
What are our thoughts, boys?
My thoughts are
6.
all right, nice and concise. Colorado in 6. My thoughts are, this is going to 7, and I hope Vegas comes out. Those are my thoughts.
Interesting.
Anyone else
Okay.
have some thoughts?
I think it's going to 7, and I think Colorado comes out.
I honestly don't know how this series is going to finish, so I'm going to cop out on my answer.
Pussy.
I mean, they're tied 1-1 right now after game 3. If Vegas can take tonight, it's huge. But
yeah,
they just seem to be so well matched against each other that I could easily see this going 7. And then once it gets there, coin flip. I hope it goes game 7, 5 or 6 overtimes. Play as long as you want. That's good, guys. Get as banged up as possible. And then whatever team comes out, that's fine.
Ben's like triple overtime.
Yeah, if we can get 4 triple overtime games in a row to end out that series, perfect. That would be awesome.
What about a nice quintuple overtime game?
That works too.
Finish it off.
That works too.
Just add some flair.
I just think with that, I mean, both home buildings are absolutely electric, especially Vegas. And I think because they're so well matched, I really do think like that full house really does give Vegas that like Vegas. They just, when they're at home, like they just look like they want the puck.
I think it's affecting every team, right?
Home ice.
You saw it last night with the Islanders too.
Yeah, which we'll get to. That. Yeah.
But
home ice is a big thing.
Except for Montreal.
What's that?
Except for are all the Canadian is Winnipeg letting fans in their arena?
They're doing
some.
500 a game.
Yeah.
Right now the Habs.
It was
the
cool
Habs
to see
are.
The Habs have a bunch.
Yeah, the Habs are at 2,500 now every game, and with the way Quebec is progressing, I know like New York had like zones like to dictate how like COVID was like. In New York City, I think there was like colored zones for like how bad cases were at any one point in time. They're doing a similar thing in Quebec, and they just got moved to orange, which is apparently good. Um, but
couldn't
they're
tell
saying that pretty soon at games they could bump it up to 5K.
Oh,
So that could be fun if that could happen by round 3. Get some more people in the barn.
In the
But it's
barn.
been fun atmosphere just with 2500 from everything I've been seeing on TV. It's been interesting.
It's cool to see.
But
I'm glad.
just want that border open so I can go to a round 3 game if they get there.
I feel like soon they should open it up for like obviously you'll have to be vaccinated because that's just the
Yeah.
way things are. But
Along
We
with,
shall see.
can I
We
please
shall
see your
see.
license? Can I please see your vaccination card?
God,
They will
Yep.
be
let's
asking.
cover up the information, but yeah.
I got Deuce. Do you get extra credit if I get 3 shots? No, you get an extra arm.
Oh jeez. What series were we talking
Just
about?
kidding. Just kidding. That's a joke.
Colorado, Vegas.
Vegas, Colorado.
Go Vegas. Go Knights.
Good series.
And moving on.
Eric.
who?
Let's go to Eric.
I do. I want to
The
talk
Isles.
about that series a little bit.
Go to the
I've been
all right,
enjoying
Nick.
this series.
All tied up.
Yeah, all tied up. Nick, I will start this off, but I will swing it to you, because you've been watching. Yeah,
No,
the
no, no.
Islanders.
Talk about it as much as you want.
Yeah, it's your series, bud. Go off.
This is your
Islanders-
moment.
Yeah, the Islanders are
Birthday boy.
So, yeah, birthday.
He's
boy. I'm
24 now.
24 now. All the viewers, I'm 24 now. If you want to know what 24 feels like, just become 24 and then you'll know. That's my advice.
That's his best
There you go.
recommendation.
So moving
Solid
on.
advice.
Moving on to the Islanders. Yeah. So against Boston, they had a great regular season against Boston. The first 5 times they played Boston, they dominated them. And again, I know it's playoffs. The regular season doesn't mean anything, but I think the Islanders kind of match up with them in the sense that the Bruins have one obviously really good line, and the Islanders
The
pride themselves
perfection
on
line, as
Yeah.
as the commentators would like to say.
Yeah, the perfection line. The tie to
I
2
didn't-
line. Fuck you,
I didn't
Boston.
understand what you meant by that when you mentioned it last week, because I hadn't watched any games.
And
obviously.
now you understand.
I watched it last night, and they're saying it, and I'm like,
They
what
do
the fuck
say it
are
a
they saying
lot.
this for? They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
Disclaimer. Any Boston fans that watch this, we all don't like the Bruins. So
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pretty
But they
much
still
like
say it too
90% of the other hockey fans
yeah.
that aren't you guys.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so the Islanders, they pride themselves on, again, just being very steady defensively through 4 lines. They are a 4-line team. The Islanders don't have a game breaker. I mean, Barzell's a game breaker, but he's had a quiet playoffs, which I will get to. But they just kind of pride themselves on grinding games out. And just like Montreal, they love those 1-0, those 2-1 kind of games, because they can kind of take that and they either tend to win, just by 3 or 4 goals, or it goes into overtime and it's one of those 1-goal games. And I think the biggest issue with the Islanders was they just got outshot. Even the game that they won, I think game 2. So Boston, they kind of went back and forth game 1, but Boston kind of just took over at the end there. And in game 2, they kind of got a lucky bounce off of someone in overtime went to make a pass across and it hit a skate, and Cizikas just came in on a breakaway and potted it. And I think after that, the Islanders finally started they started hitting more. They started getting more shots towards the net. I just think they're a good match for Boston. I think it's one of those series.
Seems
the
like it.
longer it goes on, the more they can wear out the Bruins and kind of get to them.
Mhm.
They're already starting to.
Yes, exactly.
So the one thing that I noticed from last night's game versus the game, game 3?
Game 3. Yeah.
So they knocked out Brandon Carlo in game 3.
Yeah, that Clutterbuck.
This weird ass injury that the guy couldn't even stand up afterwards.
Yeah.
So they're down one of their top defensemen, which from what everything the commentators were saying last night was that opens up the ice for someone like Barzell to get back in there because they're basically running a man short on defense, which is good for you.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, and getting speaking of Barzell, he in Game 3, the Islanders lost, but Barzal finally scored his first goal of the playoffs, not of the series.
Yeah,
just of
that's
the
right.
Playoffs in general. Yeah, he talk about getting the monkey off the back. Oh,
I remember I heard that and I was like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah. And it was like
About
it was one of
frickin'
those
time.
goals. Yeah, it was one of those goals. He just wrapped the puck around and just kind of was jamming it past Rask's skate. It's like one of those goals. He's just like, listen, I can't buy one right now. I'm just gonna try to jam it home. Yeah,
Get in there.
but last night he took over the game. I mean, he did what Barzal should be doing. He's on the half wall. He's stopping, starting. Who's the guy from Buffalo? Lazar? He got traded to the Bruins at the deadline. Yeah. Lazar's all over him and just like cross-checking him, giving it to him. And Barzal stays on his feet, draws a bunch of Bruins, and then just slides it past to Palmieri in the slot, pots it. Game is tied at 1. And that's the Matt Barzal we need. And then score the eventual game-winning goal. I think It's a weird broken play, but Scott Mayfield got a shot from the point. It hit a body. And I don't know if it was, Nick, I don't know if you saw the goal, but I don't know if it was out of the air, but the puck was in the air. You remember that Stutzel goal where he kind of like
was kind of like that.
It was kind of like that, and he scored it. And
Nice.
The barn was rocking last night. So that was huge. The Islanders getting a win at home was huge. If they had to go into Boston down 3-1,
would have been tough.
That would have been
I don't
unfortunate.
think they come back.
Yeah, because at least you're getting one game back. You have one more game back in Long Island,
which is
or wherever the fuck they play.
Yeah, but right now it's at the Coliseum, so it is on Long Island. It's in Nassau County.
This is the last go at Nassau, right?
This is it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Imagine they hoist it there.
That'd be cool. So if they win, it would be great. It would be great if they win Game 5 and then they could close the series out at the Coliseum. Oh, that would be.
If they win 5, I think they will take 6 because that bar, like every time I've noticed it, when I've been watching games, like that barn is going.
It's rocking.
Like every time, like it looked like they were standing up the entire third period at the end there. Like props to Isles fans. It looked like it was a fun place to be last night.
The Islanders fans turn out. We got New York Jets players cracking beers on.
I saw that
friggin' mullet, dude.
Yeah,
we saw that. We saw that on when the game was going on, and my dad was like, "What's up with that dude with the mullet?" And I was like, "They're coming back." And he was like, "Why?" And he comes from. He had a mullet.
They are coming back.
And I told him, I was like, they're coming back for some reason. He's like, why? That is the stupidest hairstyle ever. And I was like, I don't know, but they are, and I don't like it.
Yeah, see, the thing is, that guy's like 6'8", 300 pounds. So if you call his hairstyle stupid,
I'll just do it over the internet.
Yeah. But but I want to know. So I think if the Isles can win Game 5, this is a huge game. Game 5, I think, determines the series. If it goes 7, I don't know what'll happen, but I think this is huge. But what are your guys' thoughts on the series as unbiased sources? Because I'm the Isles fan here.
You're pretty unbiased.
I am pretty unbiased.
I'd say the most unbiased of all of us.
What? Not me?
Jesus Christ.
No,
no, it's not you.
It's gonna be hard regardless.
It was
regardless of if they win Game 5 or not. I probably foresee this going 7.
Okay,
because
that's a toss-up.
Boston's Boston.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like they lose Game 5, that fucking Marchand's gonna do everything in his power to try and win the next game.
Who is Marchand gonna spear in the nuts?
Dickhead fucker.
Jesus. He's going to spear them all in the nuts. One after the other. He's going to go down the bench.
Oh, God. Tell that to Krejci, man. He was the one who speared Barzal.
I know. It's usually the Marchand special, but Krejci brought it out the other night,
Yeah.
Krejci, you know what was weird about that? Krejci, he speared him, and then when Barzal's on the ground, he was saying something to him, like, embellishment or something, and then he, whacked him with the stick when he's on the ground. I'm like,
I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah.
Like, you just fucking chopped him in the nuts, and you're acting surprised that he goes down. I'm like...
would you forget to put your cup on, bud?
Yeah.
What the frig? Yeah, I see that all the time. People start talking like, you just cross-checked him in the head. Like, what? You really think he's faking this, buddy?
There are some times where I'll be like, okay, yeah, that was a little iffy,
Yeah,
but then it is always funny when there's just the most blatant of penalties happening, and you just see the guy just being like, the fuck, what? I only karate chopped him in the head with my fucking stick. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, So in the heat of battle,
Yeah, and
people stop thinking. Apparently.
yeah. And speaking of game fives, right? Well, let's do a little recap on your boys, Mike.
My
Right?
boys.
It's coming up on game 5.
They're looking strong. They're looking like they could make another run here. Up 3-1. So that's good.
It looked like shit yesterday.
Huh?
When they got into that second period, I know the second period is when all the scoring happened.
It looked real bad.
Mrazek looked poor.
Oh, both goalies didn't look great.
It doesn't help that Carolina is missing. I know they're missing a bunch of forwards. Niederreiter's out.
2. Niederreiter and something with a T.
Oh, and Trocheck.
Trocheck.
That's
like
just such
8.
a huge. That's just such a huge chunk of their offense right there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's they're fighting to hang in it, but
so
then
you say that, but they
does
still
not
scored
help.
4 goals.
Yes, it does not help though when you're in a tight game and then take however many penalties it was in a row against Tampa.
It was a lot.
Tampa penalties against Tampa. Like, what are you doing?
They even gave up a fucking shorty.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Stammer
They
got a
did?
shorthanded goal. Yeah.
Did he?
I think
Wait,
I think they were on the power play. Stamkos definitely didn't have a shorthanded goal because I don't think Stamkos kills penalties as much anymore.
I would say, when's the last time he was on a PK?
He's done it this year.
I heard a shorthanded goal
okay.
going. I wasn't watching it at that point. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong.
He may
I
have.
was eating dinner at that point. So
he may have.
I just heard it go on the power play for somebody, and I thought I heard that Tampa scored on. I thought it was Tampa went down a guy,
So Nick,
and then they scored a shorty, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm looking now. It's a power play goal. So the Lightning scored, I think, 3 power play goals. Both of Stamkos' goals were power play goals.
Yeah.
Okay, it was Stammer's second goal then.
Yeah.
That was my mistake.
Friggin' right.
Yeah,
Whatever,
Pasternak
dude.
should
Fuck
watch that clip on that 1T by Stamkos, so he learns how to hit the net when it's wide open.
Well, that's what I was glad with that goal.
Pasternak rings the pipe.
Yeah. Oh my God, when he didn't he miss?
He missed the wide
He
open.
just-
Broke the pipe.
I
Yeah.
thought he
He
just
could've-
fully missed it.
He could have.
Oh no,
he
he
could've,
Pasternak. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
off the-
He could have
Oh, he
like
did
caught
hit
the
the post.
puck. He could have caught the puck, just like settled it, and then just like passed it.
Like Stamkos did in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I was so glad when he did that because too often they just rip it
They just rip it.
and miss. And I'm like, just settle it for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a ridiculous game. And the goalies did not have a fun time. But it was nice.
Did they look bad, or was just everybody running around? Was it just like a matter of just shit was going on? Like passes were like.
Yes and yes. Like
Okay, well,
there
fair
wasn't
enough.
a ton of shots, and
No, there wasn't.
they just were giving up goals. Like it was.
What I will
Whereas, like I understand both goalies didn't play well. You know, you have a 5-4 game, so neither of them are going to play very good. Or was it 6-4?
it was 6, but I think there was an empty net.
Yeah, but like, when I say Mrazek played bad, he looked awful.
Mrazek had a bad game.
Mhm.
But there were a lot of power play goals, so
So I guess you
Yeah.
can't necessarily blame him on
you
it.
can't say a lot there. But Vasi's game, although you'd think it was bad because they... What do we got here?
The only goal from Vasi that I thought was like, was that short side goal. I think it was when they went up 4-3.
The
Slavin's
short side
goal, right?
goal was
Slavin's
bad,
goal.
but the thing with that is that didn't go in directly. That hit the post and then hit his head and then went in. So again, that's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
he could maybe be better positionally, but like there's not very much you can do in that.
It's
kind of-
just
Sometimes
tough,
pucks
like,
just
so,
go
like,
in.
Yeah.
That shot was below the fucking circle, so it's
It was
like,
low.
here,
Yeah.
give yourself almost an impossible angle to shoot this from, and just ring the post. And
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but there was a couple goals. Like he was screened a lot. Tampa didn't play great defense in front of him, I will say.
No.
But luckily they
that Dougie goal,
They
the
played
Dougie
enough,
goal was like just a snapper from the blue line, basically, and Vasi couldn't see a goddamn thing because there was like 7 people standing straight in front of him.
Yeah. Luckily,
An
they
update, boys.
had the offense
Vegas
going.
just went up 2-1.
Here
Vegas
they
went
come.
up
It's a
2-1 with
2-1.
Here they
I
come,
think
boys.
like the clock's not showing, but I think it's like 14 left in the second.
Here they
Ooh.
come.
Yeah.
The Knights.
It was a
when
pretty
the Knights
nice
come
snipe
marching.
by my old boy Patch.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I can't say things.
One thing. Well,
Jeez.
not when you interrupt me and I'm talking about my lightning. And my eyes itching from allergies. But what I will say is very nice to see is Kucherov looked pissed off and was finally shooting the puck. And when Kucherov starts shooting the puck, they start going in. So
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
aren't most of his points assists right now?
yeah, I don't know what it is about him, but he hates shooting the puck. Never wants to do it. He always wants to get a sweet pass across like through 8 people.
I mean,
But
he's
yeah,
pretty good at like that is a
he is
pretty
good
good
at
niche he has. Like
He's good at it, but that's part of the reason that at the beginning of the series, Carolina really was stifling Tampa's power play. And it was because they would rush them and they knew what they were going to do. They knew
they knew
Kucherov
Kuch
wasn't going
was
to
gonna
shoot.
pass it.
They knew he was going to
Yeah.
either try and pass it over to Stammer or up to Hedman, and they were able to get around that.
And key in on that.
But then finally, the first power play or second power play, his first goal, he picks it up off the boards, walks in, and just rips it, like top right over the glove. And yeah. And then the second goal, Kuch's second goal, oh my God. His second goal was freaking stupid. I don't know if you guys saw it.
So is this the 5-hole one?
I don't know if it was 5-hole, but it was that weird one-timer on that
That
2-on-1.
stayed on the. Okay. So there was not an empty net goal. There was a 6th goal. It wasn't an empty net. It was
I'm seeing
Kucherov.
that. Yeah.
Kucherov was so was that his second goal? Because he didn't get a hat trick, so that had to have been his second goal.
Kuch had 2, Stammer had 2, and I don't know where the other 2 came from.
T-Dick.
Okay. Yeah,
T-Dick and Pointer.
Yeah.
But no, so it was Palat and him on a 2-on-1. Palat was ahead of him, and he was like sprinting to catch up, and Palat like floats one into the middle to where he skates onto it. Normally, you would expect him to just grab it, go in a little closer, then shoot maybe. He just fucking pounds it at the net. And I think it surprised Mrazek and slipped through him. But it was freaking hilarious. It was
Sometimes you just gotta put it on net. Sometimes you just gotta put it on net.
Yeah, sometimes.
I think Kuch just has such a deceptive release. Like it's just he has his hands really high up on his stick, so it's hard to like.
And he pulls it.
Judge the angle.
He pulls it from behind him like so far, and he like slings it.
Yeah.
That's I think that's a Russian thing because Sergachev does the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they won that one. They won that barn burner, and so now they can close it out in Carolina in Game 5. Hopefully they do.
Will they
Carolina
do?
better hope they get one of those forwards back because Aho and
Svetch.
who is it? Jesus, Svetch. They're
They
doing
can
all
only
they can,
do so
but
much.
It's
Yeah.
kind of hard when you got 2 guys running your offense, basically.
And it's really hard when one of them's in the box all night.
I saw Svetch was just taking penalties all night, wasn't he?
I gotta see this. Let me look at this.
You do have your ex-boy Cedric Paquette sitting on
Why
the
doesn't
team
it
too.
show? It doesn't show pins. Oh, here we go. 6.
What was his final? Oh,
He had 6 penalty minutes, dude. He had 3 penalties. That's like your second. That's like your second guy. That's the second guy after Aho that needs to be doing stuff. You can't have him in the box 3 times.
Yeah.
But he was doing things,
No.
so you know what? That's what you get.
Oh, Game 5 for you is until Tuesday.
Yes, they're giving a little break to them because they're ahead, and they're making you Canadians go back to back to catch up. So
I think
that
because the
series will
Canadian
end.
rounds are still catching up
Yeah.
after that whole pushback from the first round that happened.
So-
They're still doing it.
After tomorrow, all the series will be in around the same spot.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Because it's been a little weird with just the scheduling so far.
Yes.
I still, for the life of me, do not understand why they didn't just play playoff and those regular season games at the same time.
Yeah, after the spot got clinched, there was no reason not to.
After the seeding was entirely done, like just play. Like
Yeah, I didn't really understand it, but you know.
That's the NHL for you.
It's the NHL.
Well, it did give the Habs like a 10 game or it's like a 7 or 8 day
Little rest.
training camp. So like I'll take it.
Yep. And now we're gonna take a break. But afterwards, we are going to talk about some golf, right, Nick? Aren't we? Aren't we gonna?
Oh boy.
He's like, no, please, no.
Oh, you guys, how'd the tourneys go
Oh, well, we'll get into that and more up next.
after this?
I don't want to do it.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. So we had, I had a couple of golf tournaments this weekend. Nick was there for one. Yeah, I had two for two separate occasions. For all occasions. But Nick was with me on the first one, and it was fun. It was fun.
It was
How'd
fun.
that go?
Tony is one fun dude.
Yep.
That was a good guy.
That was Tony on coffee. He
Oh,
doesn't drink it a lot, apparently. He was very animated. It was a lot of fun.
I know Tony
That's about all
Martin,
we can say
animated
for
from
it.
street hockey days.
Yep, it was similar to that.
All we can say is that it was fun.
I
golfing-
played pretty well. I played pretty okay. Nick was having a rough time.
Played
going.
subpar. I hit some good shots. I hit some really bad shots. Well, the only bad shot that I can remember was the fucking stupid shot out of the bunker that I couldn't
That was
do.
oh
But off the tee, I struggled.
yeah. He there was one. We were on the edge of a fairway bunker, and the rules were that you could do a club's length from the ball, as long as you don't go closer to the hole. Well, I was on the edge of the bunker, so he was like, "Do I want to hit it like off of this like side of the hill thingy out of the bunker, or do I want to just hit out of the bunker?" He chose the bunker, and then I thought he really hurt himself because he smacked the sand behind the ball really freaking hard. I was like,
Didn't pick it very well. And then I grab an extra ball, move it the other way, and hit it considerably better.
freaking
Not in a
well.
good spot, but
a
yeah.
lot better. Yeah, that's scrambles are different. Scrambles are different.
Oh, you guys were playing scrambles?
Yeah, it was a scramble tourney, so it was like a 4-person.
That always helps if you're having not a great day. It always helps to be able to play best ball and just
Some of
kind
us had a very great day, so it didn't help.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
I have a question.
not one of the 4 people who played were on. So
all right.
Yeah.
Here's my question. What does scramble mean?
So scramble, that's what we played when we played at Bluff Point that one time.
So you have a partner,
Yeah.
and then whoever you or your partner, whoever has
Yeah.
the
Whichever
best
shot you
play
prefer,
with.
you
Okay.
play that.
in
one.
this case, it was a foursome as a team. So we had 4
Oh,
balls.
So you
to
get
pick
4
from.
options.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, so the tournament is yet teams competing with
Yep.
other teams. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep. We had 2 birdies, I think, total
Hey, there you go.
as a team. One of them was just me.
Look at this fucking guy.
Friggin' right, dude. Par 3.
we basically went par,
We
par,
just had a bunch of pars.
bogey,
Yeah.
par, birdie, bogey, par, bogey, birdie, or whatever. We ended up being two over.
It was a mixture, yeah. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. That was at Harmony.
I like
it's an
Harmony.
interesting course,
I actually really like
It's a nice
Harmony.
course.
except for the fucking caterpillars.
Oh my gosh, were there caterpillars when you played?
I didn't come across.
They were
Dude.
everywhere. They were hanging down. Apparently, they have webs. By the way, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
hanging down from webs off the trees.
Yeah.
It was like they were
You've never
freaking
seen a
everywhere.
caterpillar
Like some
nest
fucking
before?
Harry Potter shit was going
It's
on.
not
You were
good.
just being like, float.
They were
Yeah.
dropping. They were like on my clubs. They would end up. I think Nick had a couple on him at one point. I had one just on me that I didn't know was there, just because they were floating everywhere.
Dude, that
They
sounds
were
like
all
my kind
over
of
the
tourney.
greens,
I was
too.
getting mad, dude.
Like-
I was like, these things need
like
to
when
go
we're-
away.
When we were putting, they were all over the greens, every single hole.
Yeah, we
So
probably
it's like you're
ran
hitting your
them
putt and you're
over.
rolling over fucking caterpillars the
Yeah.
whole way there.
Dude, you could have paid some of them off. Just be like, hey, buddy, just turn your body like this. Listen,
They
just let me
like,
feel out the-
dude, you control them like Ant-Man, and they just make it like a
Yeah.
funnel for your ball.
Yeah,
funnel.
yeah.
Whee! Right in the hole. Thanks, boys. That'd be funny. So that one was fun. The second, I played all right at that one. It wasn't great, and I didn't drive very well, but everything else was pretty okay. The second tournament, the next day, I played. I hit the ball the worst I've hit it this year.
Oh no.
It was very, very poor. I was like, I don't know if you pay attention too much to what I do, Nick, when we play, but I don't fat or thin too many shots. I haven't hit too many shots fat or thin. Like, I'll hit them offline sometimes, or I won't swing hard enough, so I'll just kind of like pussy one
That's
out
one
there.
thing about the way you play. Since like I want to say like the first year we played, you used to chunk some.
Oh,
or
it was
you'd
so much.
fucking skull them like crazy, but
I
like
hated it.
now every time we've played, like you complain about your 7-iron only going like 100 and
Doesn't go. It's like
I mean,
140 if
go
I'm
to, like
lucky.
120 when you want it to go like 140. But I'm like, well, who fucking cares? You just hit it good. Like now you're
Yeah.
chipping a putt.
Yeah.
Like
That's true. But yeah, but in this tournament, I was back to my old ways of hitting way behind the ball.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was still a lot of fun. Got hit with a little bit of rain for like 2 minutes, but that was at Highland Greens, and let me tell you, however much you have to pay to play that course,
Too much.
it's too much. You can barely tell the difference between the rough and the fairway.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
the greens,
I don't know. I started on that course actually when I first started
Yeah,
playing
those
golf. That was
towers,
my
so Towers
original.
owned that for forever, and then when they sold it,
I mean, it's fun enough,
Kinda
but
changed
like
it.
the fairways just aren't fairways. Like they're
There's
like
nothing fair about them.
it's like, you know how on like the big super expensive courses, you've got rough, you've got the primary cut, and then you've got like the first cut of the rough, like
And
the
then like
little bit.
the rough.
You've got the primary, which is the really long shit, and then you've got like
Yeah.
the first cut, which is like that shorter stuff.
Yeah.
This is like all that shorter stuff. That's the fairway. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's not what you want.
But no excuses. I was still hitting really bad, so
Well.
Yeah.
sorry to hear.
Guys, I've been waiting so long for this. I have a golf story for the golf segment.
oh my
My
gosh.
goodness.
I do. I played golf. I played mini golf. 18
Oh.
holes.
It counts.
It does.
My brother
18
and
holes?
I.
Oh,
On
18
my
holes
birthday.
of mini golf.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, on my
Nice.
birthday. My brother was like, "You want to go mini golfing?" I'm like,
Actually sounds like a really good time.
Absolutely.
and thanks to the years of training that all you have given me, I beat him by 6 strokes. It
Oh
wasn't
my
Oh,
god, you
close.
murdered him.
Let's go.
Murdered it.
Destroyed him. My goodness.
You know, it was a ton of fun though. Honestly, it's maybe we could all check that out because it's only $6 to play
oh
per
hell.
person.
Let's go.
It's super quick. It's super fun. You just
I'll tell you
I
what that
freaking
is.
love mini putt.
I'll tell you what that is. That is a vlog. That is a fifth line vlog
that is yeah.
waiting to
Ooh.
happen.
As long as we can bring our own putters,
Oh
I'm
my
game.
god, you're gonna be that
Nick,
sweaty guy.
This fucking nerd pulls up. He's gonna have a glove too, and he's just gonna be like lining up.
Mike's
Like,
got an advantage because he uses a
Hey,
goddamn
can I bring my
putter.
putter? My putter's the same as I'll get there.
yeah. Bring it.
Dude, listen.
It's
Go, Eric, go.
Oh no, it's so I was gonna say you can because it's so it's mini golf and a driving range in one. Like it's a driving range, a small driving
interesting.
range. Yeah.
Nice. When I was a child, when we went to Lake George, we would always go mini golfing, and we were mini golfing
Pirates Cove.
this one time. It wasn't Pirates Cove. It was Goonie Golf.
No?
This time.
Oh.
Goonie Golf.
Ah.
And we pull up, and there's a group in front of us, and there's an old guy with not one, but 2 golf gloves on, playing putt-putt.
oh,
And we're like,
Then
Wow, what a legend.
Well, at least I'm never gonna be that guy.
Ben, to answer your question, no, I wouldn't roll up with a fucking glove on. 'Cause I don't use a glove when I putt, jackass.
I normally do.
Yeah,
Like when
jackass.
I'm playing, just because it doesn't bother me and I don't ever feel like taking it off. But
Danielle would double glover. Go up
Danielle's
there.
a double glover for some reason.
Oh,
I
really?
don't like it. It just
Interesting.
feels weird. Plus, you don't buy them in pairs, so you've got to make the effort to buy.
Also, you
one of
usually
each.
have to seek out like the. Wait, which one does mine go on my left hand?
Right hand
Yes.
gloves are hard to find.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
It's a
they
lot
are.
harder to find
They
the
are
righty
hard to
gloves.
find.
So, like you got. Mike knows.
They don't have them at Walmart.
Yeah.
That'll be fun though if we can do some mini golf, get a little video. That'd be very fun. But
We get around in this week too.
this
Ben, you got any golfing updates, or do you not play any this week?
oh yeah, Benny, did you play this
I
weekend?
haven't played in a couple weeks. No.
Ben's
I haven't gone
gonna start
in a while.
cooking into crispy bacon out on the course pretty soon. It's getting warm.
Yeah, that it's
He's
like
looking
I don't like playing golf when it gets anywhere above like 75. I just get in a bad mood. So there's that. But
He is
Well, you
Canadian.
don't.
Yeah,
you
I do
don't
need to
like
get back
when you're
out there.
sweating and your chest is like soaked and your balls are like you just got out of a pool.
no, I don't. I really, really don't.
I
really
have-
set the stage. for
I've
that.
learned not to care, and I used to hate being hot.
I don't mind it on the golf course, but anywhere else, it's like, oh fuck this. Like I was up north this weekend, obviously. I got my boat all prepped and ready to go and got it started and everything. I brought it back down, but this morning we're out washing. I washed my boat. And we washed my parents' cars too. And I was like, this fucking sucks. Like it was like 85. It wasn't
Dude, it
even
was
90 yet.
hot.
It was like it was hot, and it was like I was sweating, and I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, it was like we all have done it. Like you touched your chest, and it's just like wet,
Just
and I'm
sticks
like,
to you.
this
Yeah.
sucks.
It was in the 90s most of today in Plattsburgh. It is currently still 84 degrees at 10 p.m. in
Oh.
Plattsburgh.
It's
Yeah,
down
it's
to
all of that down here too.
it's down to 77 where I am, supposedly. That's according to
Gross.
the Weather Channel. So if you trust the Weather Channel,
Mine's
which I do.
according to my weather app on my phone.
Mine says 73, but I know it's warm.
73 for me too. Yeah.
Dang.
It is
Uh,
now
Tomorrow's gonna be
3-1 Vegas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right, gentlemen. I'd like to get into this next topic because it's got the probability of taking a good chunk of time here with who we've got. Avengers. This is something Nick brought up last.
Oh,
he
shit.
teased it.
Was I supposed to? Oh,
No,
well, I
no,
can
no, no,
come
no,
up
no.
off the top of my head.
If you can't do it off the top of your head, then nobody can.
That's true.
What did you say last week, Nick? It was like your favorite or best? Is it just your favorite?
I think I said favorite.
I think
I
so
wanna
too.
say. Pretty sure.
I think so
So
too.
we want to do all-time favorite or do like top 3?
Yeah,
Top 3.
do top 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the
I was just
stupidest
thinking
one.
that too because it's too
All
hard.
right, let's hear it, Mike. Then.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Well, you can't lead with like it's gonna be the stupidest ones and not go for it.
Well, I only know my top one.
Okay, what's your
let me
top
see,
one?
let me see here. I'll give you my top 3. So number 3. Dude, I gotta go with Black Panther.
Interesting.
Black Panther is sick, dude. He just runs fast and he climbs stuff. And that's the suit he got in his movie with like
It
the
is pretty-
energy
pretty nice.
shizzle is freaking sweet.
As a hero,
Um,
he is a fun one.
Yeah, that's probably my third. My second is Spider-Man, because he's freaking hilarious.
Which one?
And
Far From Home or Homecoming?
I thought we were talking about characters.
Oh,
What are we
Never
doing,
mind.
Nick? Is it characters?
was
Okay.
this supposed to be characters?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
my
what I.
bad.
That's
Never
what I.
mind.
Okay. So yeah. So both. No, because I've always said if I could have one of the powers from any of these, I would take his, because he's got super strength, and he can like climb walls and stuff.
Yeah,
Like remember,
Spider-Man powers would be pretty awesome.
friggin' right, dude. Remember in in Captain. Wait, is it Captain America: Winter Soldier?
It's
No,
Civil
Civil
War.
War. Civil War. When Bucky goes to punch him with the metal arm, he just catches it and is like, "Whoa, you have a metal arm!
Yeah.
That's so cool!" Like
Peter Parker is strong to like a crazy degree, but it just doesn't get shown that much
It
because it's
doesn't.
Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Because he's just like goofy boy,
Yeah.
teenage hero. Like he.
yeah. So that's my second, and my number one, boys. I think you know where I'm going.
if I
Old
do.
Clint Barton,
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Hawkeye, the most important of them all.
I mean,
comes
the
in.
one that he wasn't there, they lost.
Exactly. He comes in. He's just a regular old human being with a
puts
bow
in
and
the
arrow.
work.
An
He
ancient.
puts in the work.
Yeah, exactly. He's got martial arts skills. He's epic. Then you see later on that he can handle a sword too. And then in the one movie that he wasn't there, they lost. So he had to come back and put him right.
Yeah,
Just
that is
him.
true.
Never would have gotten there in Endgame
It was
without
only
Clint
him.
Martin.
Nobody else said anything. But yeah, so there's mine. It's probably
about right.
one of the weirdest ones.
Mine's pretty weird too.
All right, Nick.
I'll go next.
What's yours?
If his is vanilla, I'm gonna freak out.
No,
Mine's
it's
pretty
not.
vanilla.
Mine is
My
so
top one
my
is
three
anyway.
is Ant-Man, just because Paul Rudd is amazing.
Perfect casting.
I don't have a great I don't really have a great explanation why, but I just think he's
He's
you
been
know,
a fun
funny.
character.
He's
his
awesome.
It's the
whole
comedic
time.
relief for Paul Rudd. Like obviously, he can't really do jack shit except for go super small.
Does
and
anyone
get really
have any
big.
orange slices?
Anyone
Also-
have any orange faces?
That
Yeah,
was one of
that's
my
a great
favorite
line.
parts,
I'll
dude.
never forget that. Number 2, I'll go with Thor, just because.
He
Thor.
came around since
That Thor is pretty
Ragnarok.
funny too. So.
Oh man, that was one of the best. That's best Thor movie, for sure.
Ragnarok is a fun
Yeah,
time.
for sure. And then I think my number 1 is Doctor Strange.
Wow. Wow.
So for a while I wasn't a big fan, but he's grown on me. I've watched the Doctor Strange movie a handful of times, and it's just like gets better and better every time.
Doctor Strange is the one you've gone back to, eh? Really?
And then my honorable mention is Rocket.
Yeah, he's
He
pretty
is
funny.
fun. He is fun.
Dude, the Doctor Strange movie hurt my head.
That's fair.
I mean, I knew what was going on, but like when they were in the like shifty whatever, and they were like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything was just, I was like, oh my god, what's happening?
I do appreciate
Funny in
that.
Doctor Strange how they play like, so he's driving right before he gets in that accident, right? You know, his like assistant is calling him saying, "Hey, we've got these surgeries coming in, yada yada yada," and one of them is an Air Force colonel with spinal issues, and you're like, "Rhodey, that's Rhodey."
That is cool.
Oh yeah.
What were you gonna say, Ben?
Fuck, I don't. Oh yeah. I was gonna say I appreciated how the end of that movie is literally fucking Doctor Strange just pissing off Dormammu until he eventually is just like, "Fine, you win."
What do you
Like,
want?
he just,
What do you want? Just let me stop.
annoys- Yeah, that was pretty good. I think the only time I've watched that. I think the only time I've watched that movie was that time we did the full
You just ran
rewatch.
through 'em.
Before Endgame. I think that's the only time I've ever watched Doctor Strange, because I never did when it was in theaters, and I just never did like after it came
I
out.
think you guys know, but I still haven't seen Black Panther.
Yeah, we'll have
Really?
to try.
You
and
have
watch
Disney
that.
Plus, don't you?
Yeah, we'll have to try and.
Just
oh, well, yeah. You can just
Anytime,
watch
dude.
that.
Just
Yeah, do you want to have a
I know.
watch? You want to have a watch party? You know, a nice watch party.
Maybe.
we'll have some stuff to do when we go down to Eric's. Either way.
True, true. We'll have to kill some time at night.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to go terrorize the streets of Long Island.
I'm gonna go to
Oh, boy.
Borelli.
No, we could do that.
Fuck with Frankie.
What? Dude, we're
Take a
really...
selfie with him.
I'm kidding.
I'd take a selfie with him and be like,
No,
let's
you-
go, let's go, let's go, lightning.
Hold on one second. I was gonna say by that point there might be some bad blood depending on how this.
Yeah, depending on how these series go, who
Oh,
knows?
there could be actually.
You're rolled up in a Ducks shirt with Charlie Conway on my back. Nobody's gonna care.
No one's gonna be mad at that.
No. All
Eric,
right, who's next?
it's
But
Eric.
speaking of that,
Oh,
hold
wait,
on
no.
1 second. I wanted to send you guys a picture of it, but I completely forgot. I found a Gordon Bombay jersey, the Minnesota
The Wave.
Wave
Wasn't it the
jersey.
Wave? It was like
50
the
bucks.
Waves or something.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
50
when it
bucks.
was the
I need to fucking get this so I can
AHL.
tell
Well, there was like
the
a-
fake like junior or minor league team.
yeah.
Min.
I think I'm gonna buy it. You guys agree? Should I?
I mean,
you're never gonna get me to say no to spending money.
oh
on a
my
jersey.
days! Look, that is a beauty.
All right.
I say go for it.
Yeah, I say go
All
for
right.
it, but
He's like, all right, get my credit card, read the
Anyway,
numbers out loud.
Sorry for that little sidestep. Back to you guys for Avengers.
So it's Eric or Ben, whoever would like to go.
Oh, Rickman, you just
Take it away.
go.
Take it
so
away. Take it away, Ernie.
so do they have to be like main like we say Avengers characters? Do they have to be like main characters in the movie?
Say
Just
any
like,
MCU characters at all.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Okay. Okay, so my third, I wish I didn't watch this show, but I wish they did more with him. But I think Vision is a super interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Which,
I think
If you
he's-
like Vision, you
character-
should watch that
watch
show.
WandaVision.
Good
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
Good show.
That
Even if you
character
don't.
gets interesting now
Yes,
since
yeah.
the show,
Okay. Cool.
right? I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but we all remember how that ended, right?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's going
I-
to be interesting.
I think that they definitely underused him before
Yeah.
the show. Like he was
Yeah.
always just kind of off to the side, and they could have
Yeah.
done a lot more. And then I think WandaVision did. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. I don't want to say too much more, but
Yeah,
I know what you
no
guys are talking
spoiling.
about.
Yeah, like
Um,
guys,
how it's
guys,
gonna go from here.
Vision just casually just gave
Oh.
Thor his hammer.
Oh, he's a
he just
beast.
picked it up and gave it to like
He's a
come
freaking
on,
beast.
like, yeah. So him and one of my favorite characters, Jarvis. Him and because they're technically the same person.
I do
so
like Jarvis.
Jarvis was awesome. Yeah.
I liked
so
seeing
that's-
Jarvis in the like that when that flashback.
Oh
or the,
yes,
yeah,
when
yeah.
they
travel
went
back
back to
thing.
the
driving.
That
for
was really cool.
Howard, yeah.
So yeah, that's my three. My two, I probably have to go Doctor Strange too. I think he was like.
Stranges.
Yeah, I just think that was a really enjoyable movie, and he was like a fresh. I don't know. I just liked his character arc. It was very interesting, like who he was as a character in the beginning of his first movie. He was like kind of a jackass.
Oh yeah, he was a total
yeah,
asshole.
he was a total jackass. Yeah.
I think the next movie of his, the multiverse one. I
Yeah,
know there's
should
some
be
trailers
fun.
out, but doesn't the Spider-Man movie? And so I've heard that the Spider-Man movie and the Doctor Strange movie somehow go like this at some point.
They're gonna relate pretty heavily to each other, is everything I've been hearing news wise. Which makes sense because there's been casting, like there's been confirmed
Yeah,
castings.
because they've
of,
been talking about like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in the movie.
Yes, they've mentioned possibilities of that. The ones that have been confirmed was they confirmed a casting of the guy who played Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey
Oh.
Maguire.
Yeah.
They confirmed a casting of Jamie Foxx, who played Electro
Yep.
in the
Electricity
second
Man.
Amazing Spider-Man. What else? Was there something else? I don't know if there's anything else, but then there was also some backstage like photos and footage that's been released with Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield's stunt doubles, like hanging out on set together.
Oh.
I heard that. Too.
Oh, this is
I
gonna be
also heard
weird.
something about Tom Hardy.
Tom
So
Hardy,
Venom?
he play. Yeah, there's been talk for a while of they're gonna somehow
Tom
connect
Hardy?
the Sony. Yes, they're gonna somehow connect the Sony Venom movies into the. It's like there's somehow gonna have a shared Spider-Verse with the MCU Spider-Man. I don't know how all that's gonna happen, but there's been a lot of buzz about all that. Yes.
Well, that's
Okay,
interesting.
so my
Yeah,
number
back to
one.
Eric.
Back to you for number one.
My number one. I don't care how vanilla it is. He's been my favorite superhero like for a while. There he
He's
is.
on your wall.
Right
We
there.
knew.
He's on my
Yes.
wall. I painted that. That's how much I like it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good painting.
Really good character too.
Yeah, Tony Stark. Yeah, one of my.
Oh, if you're thinking vanilla, mine's gonna be vanilla as hell.
He's.
Alright,
good.
Ben,
I know. I already
let's
know
do
who
it.
his top
Ben is
two. I know his
Thor,
top two are.
Captain
I bet.
America, Iron Man.
Well, don't guess. No,
No,
I know
it's-
who's
well,
his top one.
It is Cap as one.
Yeah.
Cap is forever one. I loved him in the MCU, and he's also a guy that I've read a lot of comics. Like in terms of when I do read comics, he's up there with like Wolverine, him and them. I read a lot. I've read a lot of. So him, and then Spidey, and then Iron Man, because I'm
Okay.
boring as hell.
It's fairly vanilla, yes. Come
Yeah.
on, no other Hawkeye fans in the call.
Oh, I
Like,
like
come
Hawkeye.
on.
I was thinking about saying him too, but I don't
No-
like the mainstream characters. Like, I'm thinking of it now. Like Bucky's one of my top favorite
Oh.
characters as well.
Ooh.
Ooh, you gonna swap it in?
If I would have thought a little bit more, I would have said Bucky is number 2, just because there's
Nah, I
something
can't
about
swap
Bucky's
Bucky in
character
there.
that since the first Avengers movie, like the first Captain America movie, I've liked. I don't know why.
Ooh.
Maybe it's just because he's like punching the dude when Steve's a little dude, like little guy.
Yeah. So I have an honorable mention. I totally forgot. Peggy Carter.
Peggy Carter.
The Agent
A
Carter,
badass.
the show is so good. If you
I've
haven't
been
seen
meaning
it yet,
to watch that.
you
for a
gotta watch
while.
it. I thought it was freaking awesome.
I thought they so is that still on Disney Plus?
I haven't looked. I haven't looked in a while, but I would assume.
Uh-oh.
I would guess. Everything Marvel owned is pretty
Nick.
much. Oh, Nick, are you frozen?
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
hey. Oh, there we go. Oh, is he? Oh,
Okay.
there we
So
go.
Agents of Shield and the one with Peggy Carter was one that was dropped on Netflix, I think, before all this other stuff ever happened.
It
And
I
came
think
out on
Agents of
Netflix?
Shield was on
And
Netflix.
I remember
at-
hearing
at
or
one point,
reading-
yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading or watching a video somewhere saying that they were trying to pull those other old series down because they didn't meet the Marvel standards of what their TV shows are now. But if Agent Carter's still up there, I'll watch it.
I mean,
You definitely
can-
should.
can
I
check that really quick.
highly recommend. Very good show. Lots of cool things. And she's just an awesome character.
She is.
Like
She's
she
a
was
fun one.
awesome in Cap 1. And then this is just more of that. Like that was the most disappointing thing from Captain America 1 moving on out of that era. 1, I think the World War II era is really interesting. And 2, I was sad that I didn't get to see more of her doing stuff because it was freaking cool.
Not gonna lie, if like with all of the crazy amount of Disney Plus shows that are getting made right now, if we could get like a mini series of just Captain America and the Howling Commandos doing all of their World War II stuff, like just give me like a
man.
1-season run of just all of their escapades through World War II. I don't know how you could get Chris Evans back.
The only
for that.
problem is that
But-
contract's done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Chris Evans is probably very ready to be done putting that cowl over his head. Like he did it for a long time. They had a good send off. I would not blame him for
Hard
wanting to
time
just be
seeing
like,
them doing
hey.
that anyway, just because like his character now is so much older than the one in the first movie, so it's like he wouldn't even fit in because he was scrawny in that first movie, and now he's like this massive beefcake.
I mean,
Well,
but it would be
he-
after he'd get super soldiered.
Yeah,
like,
you
it'd
gotta.
be-
So the show would happen in that little montage.
Yes.
Oh no,
after
yeah,
the
I know what
bar.
you guys are saying. I'm just saying like his character as Cap, once he got the super soldier serum, was still like he's a smaller, like he was smaller built back then.
Oh, I don't think that much smaller.
I don't think it'd be that hard to get the
I
look
don't think
right,
it'd be super noticeable.
for
But-
update, all of Agent Carter is on Disney Plus.
There you go. Go watch it. Very good.
Wait, I've been trying to bridge the gap into Loki, so
Oh man.
That's soon too, right?
Later this month, I think.
Oh wait, no, I think it's in 3 days.
Is
I
it
thought it
really?
was
Is it that
7.
close?
Yes.
What the frig?
Yep, June 9th.
Oh my goodness.
that's gonna be a fun show.
It is. It is.
Tom Hiddleston's a good character too. I forgot about him.
Loki's great.
Hey,
I think there's
dude.
a lot of good villains as well.
Incredible actor. Because he's a villain, but he makes you like him.
Mhm.
Yes. He
Like-
always has, kind of, from the beginning.
Yeah, you don't not like Loki. Even in yeah,
He gets
It's
pretty
like, yes,
mustache
there's
twirly in the
points where
first
you think
Avengers
Loki's a
movie.
dick.
but-
yeah, he is kind of iffy in the first Avengers, but every other
Well, so
movie
then
you just like him.
Sucks. And then he just like does something and makes you like,
Oh, I guess he's not that
He
bad.
did-
All right, you little bastard. Okay, jeez.
He did
I
a
guess
good-
I
he did a
kind of
good
like
thing.
you.
Plus, he's just funny. Like the stuff
Yeah,
he
Tom
does is just
Hiddleston
really funny.
was a good casting. I also just think the premise of this show is kind of cool. Like it's him. It's like a version of Loki going around like trying to like fix time anomalies. Like it's. I
Oh,
think it's
man.
gonna be fun. Like
That's-
it's gonna
Seen
be fun.
anything like
It's gonna
so I
confuse
watched
me.
a lot of trailers going into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
I haven't watched any prep trailers or anything for this show. I'm gonna just kind of go into it blind. So
I haven't watched too much. I just kind of have watched enough to just sort of get an idea of like what we're getting into here.
I've watched literally
and
nothing,
then- well, there you go.
so I'm going in as blind as can be. I just
Yes.
know that Loki's in it.
It looks like they're gonna kind of build off of that there's that speech that the Ancient One gives to Bruce Banner in the Endgame where she's like, when you take a stone, it makes
Yep.
all these branch reality. They're going like hard into that. They're like, then this is the Loki that took the Tesseract and
Yep.
created a branch reality of his own. So he's like making penance by going around and helping
And
fix
fixing it?
not necessarily his timeline, but he's going around fixing like other timelines that have cropped up. Is my best like observation of what the trailers are trying to show us.
Could
Like
be fun.
it looks like
Marvel
it's gonna be a
really
weird show.
fucking with you. So
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a weird show, but I'm excited.
Should be fun. Should be fun. But that's where we're gonna end it off, unless anyone has anything else to say.
I think
here
I'm
I'll
good.
I'll tease you into next week's
Oh, he's coming up.
talking point because Mike and I talked about this and we never finished it. Your pregame snack for a sports game. I know
Ooh.
I said I teased something, and I know what it is. And Mike and I talked about this, but we never circled
we never
back to
actually
it.
came back to
Finished
it.
it up because I'm pretty sure Danielle suggested it in the comments. Probably 2 months ago.
Hmm. And Nick
And we-
teased it by saying, "This is what I threw up, or I have thrown this up, or something."
Oh,
That's
don't
how he
remember it.
teased it. So we're teasing it again. Second time's the charm. Tune in next week to see what Nick's throwing up.
oh boy, what a
Yes, that's
What
how
a
you.
tease.
That's how you reel him in, guys. Just so you know.
all right.
Anyway.
Let's see how that goes.
Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Go Lightning.